The Santa rally that we all were waiting for looks like it came and went, and some of us did not even realize that it was here to begin with. I truly feel that media killed it by keep calling it again and again. The Santa rally is here, how long it's going to last, and what's going to happen. People got scared and started selling to take whatever profits they can. In a way, it's teaching us a lesson because I'm sure you agree with me that we were getting too greedy. And now even a 10% profit looks great and very, very nice that you need to take advantage of. And you want to cash out before that 10% or positive 10% changes into negative 10%. So in this video, I'll share some trends that will help you make sense of what's going on with the market, if we can at least try, and also when is the best time to take advantage of your gains. Because trust me on this, taking profit is critical, especially on market like these. And if you enjoy content like this, then please give it a thumbs up. And also, for more conversations like this, consider joining our Patreon and Discord. I would say one of the best discussions we had in the last 2 days, discussing the stock movement, the individual stocks, and also where we can see the market going. So links are in the description, consider joining. Okay, so let me share a few details on what's going on with the market, and then let's see what's the best way to take advantage of this momentum or downturn. So what you see on your screen next is the S&P chart right here, okay? And pay attention to the blue lines. The one on the right and the tallest one that you see, I'm gonna actually enlarge it, this one right here, is basically one of the nasty days that we have seen recently where everything was on sale. Now let me compare this data with the fund flow of S&P ETF. So this is going back a year, and then you can see over here, this was March of 2021 when we had that huge influx of money, and then after that the Dow dropped. This was May over here, this was June, and this was right here was September, and then now we have December. So we can compare this right here to the drop that we had right after the January and February when everything was going to the moon, and then people started to basically take money out. We can compare the line exactly kind of similar to that. Now take a look at the ETF right here. So this is S&P ETF fund flow. This basically shows how much money came out or basically got out of S&P ETF and how much money came in. Now I'm going to ask you to pay attention to this right here. So pay attention to this on the last line. So this was the 15th when we had that huge drop in S&P and all the money went out. After that, the money has been coming in one day, going out. 2 days we had a positive day, then 2 days we had a negative day. But look what happened right now. This is basically a positive fund day. This doesn't mean that the market is up and down. When I say positive and negative, I mean when the money is coming in. It could be exactly opposite. When people are selling, they're basically ETF is getting money in, or they are buying, or institutions are buying. From the last 2 days when things are going down, that's basically the retail investors are selling out because they are taking whatever profit they can. Institutions are basically buying into the ETF, or funds are basically buying into the ETF. There could be some retail investors as well. I'm not saying this all institutions. But this is interesting because anytime we see a sale going on, or anytime we see a huge downturn in the market where the market is going down, we see people come in and they basically buy into the S&P 500 ETF, or the fund started to come back into the ETF. This is really interesting on what's going on with the funds, with the money coming in, and also the volume. So this kind of correlates over here. If you see, this was that nasty sell-off that we had where so much volume came in S&P 500, and then you correlate that with all the money going out. After that, the volume has been less and less and less, but look what's going on. The market is still going up and market is still going down. That means people are still taking money out of the market and then taking in as the time goes. So this correlates exactly with the chart over here. So anytime there's a big sell-off from the retail investors, the institutions are coming in and they are buying the market. Now, we have seen how the S&P behaved given the price action in the market. Next, I'll share something really interesting and cool. And this will also show how the rotation works. So pay attention to this chart right here. This is small cap. This is mid cap, large cap, and broad cap. Pay attention to what's going on. And this is a chart all the way coming from 11/2020, and you can see the rotation right here. So I'm going to actually point your attention to the last 4 months. So I'm going to highlight this section over here, okay? So pay attention to this now. So in small cap right here, we had the money coming in September. Then in October, the money went out, and then also people invested more in November when we had that earnings and everything was looking so good, especially companies like that are small cap companies. They were looking good because they had a positive earning and they were looking at a brighter future or 2022. Then what happened? See, in 11/2021 to 12/2021, of course, we don't have the full data for 12/21. you can see that the money started to come out of small cap. Then mid cap also remained kind of similar. Mid cap didn't had much of the action. So in September, the mid cap was about 1.2 billion, then in October 1.6 billion, then it jumped in November. Again, the earnings, this is all earnings play that's going on. And then in November, of course, all the earnings came, people started to take money in, and then now from mid cap, they started to take money out, but not that much. But pay attention to what happened to large cap. Large cap is huge here. So in September, we only had like 13 billion into the large cap, or came in 13 billion. In October, we had 45 billion that come into the large cap, of course, expecting the earnings. When earnings came, the large cap was going up. People started to take profits right here. Now, when large cap is, of course, or the small cap and the mid cap is being thrashed or is being punished, look where the money is going. From 27 billion to about 40 billion so far. And I'm pretty sure by the end of December, we are going to surpass the October number of 45 billion, and we are going to see a lot more money coming into the large cap, which is really interesting. Broad cap is not moving much, it's just in the same range, but large cap is really, really interesting. So one thing is for sure, nothing lasts forever. The price action that we are seeing right now will also not last forever. And unless you believe in a company 100% and have done your DD, then that's a different story. But if you are just buying the stock because you think it's a good investment, then keep in mind that profit taking is also investing. Actually, that's the most important part of investing. And with the chart I have shown you, you know that nothing stays elevated forever. So all the big funds and the institutions are buying now, and when your favorite stock is going to the moon, then don't hesitate to take profits. And you can clearly see from this chart that it's going to happen, because see the rotation here. We had November 27 billion, December 40 billion. Before that, in October 40 billion. What happened from this point to this point? People started to take profits. Now let me share how I have rebalanced over the past few weeks, and this is my account holding right now. So right now in large cap, I have about 95.5% of my portfolio. Then in mid cap, I have about 2.7%, and international, I have 0.4%. And then cash, I'm sitting at about 1.4%. So this is how, and this is like really recent. Before, I was about 80% in large cap and about 20% in mid and small cap. I have made that transition over the past few weeks when I see the rotation that it's happening. And then especially that's very clear over here that you can see where the small cap and mid cap is losing, and a lot of money is coming into the large cap, which is of course the theme of 2022 as well that we can see. But don't think it's going to last forever, because large cap also will hit a peak, and when the earnings come out and all, people will start to take profit, and that's why we see this up and down. It doesn't mean that people are not believing in the large cap. See, we have about 40 billion in August of 2021, then only 13 billion in September of 2021. That means people kind of do this all the time. So it's up this side, then down, then up, then down, and then up, because people are basically profiting or taking profit as and when it happens. Us retailers need to be, I would say, more disciplined in taking profit as and when it happens. So one thing is for sure, that even the most sophisticated traders also don't know what to make out of this market, and it's all over the place. And while all major indices are reaching all-time highs, but our portfolios are barely hanging in the green zone. We still have few days to clean our portfolio and add quality companies that have real revenues and make real profit, and then wait and take advantage of the momentum. And when everyone else is talking about stocks and how easily they made few $1,000s last week, then that's the time to take profit and just wait for the next dip, because from what I'm reading and seeing in the market, we are going to get a few dips in 2022. So if you enjoy content like this and like to be informed, then consider subscribing and give this video a thumbs up. And for real-time chats, consider joining our Discord and Patreon. Links are in the description below. As always, a pleasure to share all of this with you. Until next time, you all have a sparkling day.